there were these notes and all this different stuff found in his cell when there was like some sort of raid that went down, and that this stuff is basically allegedly showing that he's been trying to sway jurors, he's been trying to sway potential witnesses, and just the public opinion using social media. They found out about the communication on the three-way calls because the calls are monitored, so they can use that.
Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not a...
Sean Diddy Combs' jail cell was raided by the FBI, and what they reportedly uncovered could change everything about his case. The discovery has sent shockwaves through both the legal world and the entertainment industry. Even more surprising, Diddy's legal team is now accusing federal agents of violating his constitutional rights during the operation. But the question remains, are these accusations legitimate? Or is this a calculated attempt to divert attention from the explosive evidence unearthed during the raid? Adding to the controversy are allegations that Diddy has been attempting to contact witnesses from behind bars. Is this a desperate attempt to orchestrate a cover-up, or are we witnessing a high-profile miscarriage of justice? Let's start with the raid itself. As part of a targeted operation against contraband, the FBI swept through Diddy's cell. What they reportedly found was nothing short of shocking. Among the items seized were handwritten notes, allegedly outlining payments to witnesses and detailed strategies aimed at discrediting his accusers. According to prosecutors, these documents, which include 11 pages of notes and 8 entries in a calendar book, are damning evidence. They even claim the notes contain instructions to his family to unearth damaging information about 2 specific victims. This, they argue, underscores Diddy's intent to manipulate the trial's outcome. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Diddy's legal team is not backing down. They have fiercely condemned the FBI raid as a blatant violation of his constitutional rights, insisting that the handwritten notes found in his cell are protected under attorney-client privilege. Could this bold legal defense save him from the mounting allegations, or will the explosive content of the seized notes prove too damaging to overlook? The raid occurred at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, where Diddy has been held since his arrest on September 16th. According to prosecutors, the notes discovered in his cell paint a troubling picture. They allegedly detail plans to obstruct justice, including instructions for his family members to contact potential witnesses and dig up compromising information on victims. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic argued in court that these notes were far from privileged communications. They revealed a calculated effort to interfere with the trial. One particularly damning claim is that the notes reference payments to a witness who had previously denied allegations against Diddy. Prosecutors assert that this is part of a broader scheme to manipulate the trial's outcome, casting doubt on the integrity of the judicial process. At the center of Diddy's defense is the principle of attorney-client privilege, a cornerstone of any fair trial. His legal team insists that the raid on his jail cell wasn't just an overreach, but a direct assault on his constitutional rights. Lead attorney Mark Agnafilo argued that the notes seized were confidential communications critical to Diddy's defense strategy. However, prosecutors counter that the notes fall outside the bounds of privilege, instead serving as evidence of a clear and intentional pattern of interference. Is Diddy's legal team building a compelling argument, or are these claims simply an attempt to deflect from the incriminating nature of the documents? Diddy's legal team is fighting back, claiming the notes seized during the raid were not plans for illegal activity, but rather a strategic roadmap to navigate the legal storm surrounding his case. Lead attorney Mark Agnafilo argued that the raid represents a glaring institutional failure, calling for the court to declare all seized evidence inadmissible. Prosecutors, however, aren't buying it. They counter that attorney-client privilege cannot be used as a shield for documents outlining plans to obstruct justice. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic firmly stated in court, these notes are not protected because they pertain to criminal conduct, which is not covered under privilege. This has left the court grappling with a high-stakes decision that could set a precedent for handling evidence in high-profile criminal cases. Complicating matters further is the timing of the raid. Critics are questioning whether it was a strategic maneuver to pressure Diddy's defense team or a necessary step to secure critical evidence. The court's approach reflects the delicate nature of this situation. Judge Subramanian ruled to retain the original notes while ordering all copies destroyed, a decision that attempts to strike a balance between preserving evidence and addressing concerns over potential rights violations. From the moment the raid became public, allegations of witness tampering have cast a shadow over the case. Prosecutors allege that Diddy, even while behind bars, has been relentlessly working to influence witnesses slated to testify against him. Handwritten notes reportedly suggest attempts to manipulate the testimonies through family contacts, monetary offers, and potentially damaging investigations into their personal lives. But how is Diddy allegedly orchestrating all this from behind bars? The answer may lie in his access to communication channels and the network of loyal associates still operating on his behalf. These allegations not only intensify the scrutiny on Diddy, but also raise broader questions about how powerful individuals can wield influence, even while under confinement. As the court prepares to weigh the arguments, one question looms large. Will these new developments bring clarity to the case, or will they further muddy the waters in an already contentious trial? The answer to how Diddy allegedly continues to influence witnesses lies in a tangled web of phone records, bank statements, and suspiciously timed public statements. Prosecutors have pieced together a damning trail that paints a picture of manipulation even from behind bars. One of the most incriminating pieces of evidence is a series of jailhouse phone calls. In one call, Diddy reportedly instructed his family to contact a key figure in the case, identified as Witness 2, a woman who had previously accused him of violent conduct. Shortly after these calls, Witness 2 released a public statement retracting her allegations, a move that raised immediate red flags due to its timing. But the intrigue doesn't stop there. Another leaked call, allegedly between Diddy and his son, has sent the internet into a frenzy. At first glance, the conversation might seem like a father giving his child harmless advice, but a closer look reveals a chilling undertone. Prosecutors argued that this exchange could hold coded messages aimed at obstructing justice. The call begins with Diddy issuing a cryptic warning to his son. "Don't entertain none of this nonsense on the phone." On the surface, it sounds like a cautious reminder, but why issue such a warning unless he was acutely aware of the call being monitored? The statement underscores just how high the stakes are for Diddy. He knows every word could potentially be used against him, making the conversation feel like a carefully orchestrated chess move. What follows only deepens the suspicion. In a seemingly innocuous tone, Diddy begins giving his son a series of instructions. While the exact details remain unclear, the prosecutors suggest that these directives were part of a broader plan to influence key witnesses and secure favorable outcomes in his trial. This conversation, combined with the pattern of suspiciously timed statements from Witness 2 and others, paints a troubling picture. Was Diddy leveraging his influence to sway testimonies and undermine the justice process? The evidence suggests that his reach extends far beyond the confines of his jail cell, leaving many to wonder just how deep this manipulation goes. Get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. Unless Diddy has suddenly become an advocate for environmental recycling from behind bars, this statement raises some serious eyebrows. What are these pizza boxes, really? Some speculate it's coded language for documents, hard drives, or other critical evidence he wants destroyed. And it doesn't stop there. He adds, make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. To the untrained ear, it might sound like an innocent comment, but in context, it feels more like a veiled instruction to clean up a mess, one that likely has nothing to do with trash. These cryptic statements have sparked a flurry of online theories, with people questioning if this is part of a larger attempt to cover up damaging evidence. The plot thickens when the conversation takes a sudden turn toward Jay-Z. Diddy asks, "Has Jay reached out yet?" Only to hear that he's been uncharacteristically silent. This is particularly intriguing, given their long-standing friendship and history of collaboration. Jay-Z distancing himself during Diddy's ongoing legal troubles feels deliberate. Could this mean Jay is steering clear to avoid being implicated in anything? Or is he quietly offering support in ways that aren't public knowledge? Then, seemingly out of nowhere, Diddy pivots the discussion to a Netflix project, saying, "Let the producer know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie." On the surface, this could be standard business chatter, but given the timing and context, many are speculating that it might be code for something else. In the world of high-profile scandals, mundane terms like Netflix can easily serve as coded messages aimed at a specific audience. As the conversation progresses, Diddy's frustration starts to bubble to the surface. He vents. Everybody out there is quiet as F. While it might seem like a moment of personal exasperation, it hints at something more significant. Who are these silent individuals, and why aren't they speaking up? Is it fear of legal repercussions, unwavering loyalty, or something far more ominous? Finally, the conversation circles back to the lawsuits against him. Diddy dismisses them outright, calling the accusations baseless and unfounded. But his tone suggests an underlying concern, a man who knows the walls might be closing in. Ain't none of them getting ish. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got nothing in my name. A bold claim from Diddy, especially considering the mountain of legal trouble he's facing. Is this his way of hinting that his assets are strategically protected, or is he subtly boasting about having hidden them? The statement feels like more than just bravado. It's a calculated remark that has left many speculating about the extent of his preparations for situations like this. Toward the end of the call, Diddy mentions something even more cryptic. A list. What list? Who's on it? And why is it so crucial? The lack of context has sent conspiracy theorists into a frenzy. Is this a list of witnesses, associates, or business dealings? Or is it something far more sinister? Without clear answers, the mystery surrounding this list has only deepened, leaving room for imaginations to run wild. Adding fuel to the fire, prosecutors have alleged that Diddy has been using other inmates' pack numbers to make unauthorized calls from jail. A pack number, essentially a prison phone pin, is used by inmates to make monitored calls to the outside world. By allegedly paying fellow inmates to use their pack numbers, Diddy may have bypassed the system, making it harder for authorities to trace his communications. This revelation raises serious questions about who he's been contacting and what those conversations were about. The controversy doesn't stop there. Financial records have reportedly revealed a suspicious transfer of funds to an account linked to a key figure in the case, identified as Witness 2. The timing of this transfer, just days before Witness 2 publicly denied allegations against Diddy, has raised eyebrows. Prosecutors argue that this payment wasn't a coincidence. It was a deliberate attempt to silence an accuser and manipulate the case's outcome. Describing the timing and nature of the transaction as calculated manipulation, prosecutors are framing this as a key piece of evidence in a larger scheme orchestrated by Diddy's associates. His defense team, however, has been quick to push back. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, called the accusation speculative and unsupported by direct evidence. Despite Diddy's legal team denying the allegations, the combination of unauthorized calls, financial transactions, and Witness 2's retraction statement strengthens the prosecution's case. If these claims hold up in court, they could lead to additional charges of witness tampering, making Diddy's defense strategy even more challenging to navigate. While the battle in the courtroom intensifies, a different war is unfolding online, fueled by the hip-hop mogul's social media presence and family dynamics. Prosecutors have also accused Diddy of orchestrating carefully curated social media campaigns from behind bars. A prime example is the publicized call with his children on his birthday. In the video shared by his son, Justin Dior Combs, Diddy's voice could be heard for the first time since his arrest. The audio captured an emotional moment as Diddy spoke to his children, saying, "Proud of y'all, I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all, stay strong." The heartfelt exchange ended with his children expressing their love and anticipation to see him soon. The video quickly went viral, creating a wave of public sympathy for Diddy, despite the serious charges against him. His children's unwavering support was further highlighted in a statement they released on social media last month. "The past month has devastated our family," the statement read. "Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth, knowing it will prevail, and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and love you, Dad." This public show of unity featured all of Diddy's children, including Quincy Brown, Christian King Combs, and the twins Delilah and Jesse Combs. Their solidarity came at a time when Al B. Sure, the R&B singer and Quincy's biological father, called for a new investigation into the death of Kim Porter, Diddy's former partner. The inclusion of Porter's death in the ongoing narrative has added another layer of complexity to the case. Some critics argue that the family's public statements are part of a calculated PR strategy to counteract the mounting allegations. Others believe the emotional appeals are genuine, highlighting the toll these events have taken on Diddy's children and the determination to defend their father. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories, read the statement released by Diddy's children following Kim Porter's passing. The heartfelt note continued. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and miss you, Mommy. The statement was signed by all of Porter's children, Quincy, Christian, Jesse, Ashley, and Delilah. Even as the family pleaded for peace, the legal storm surrounding Sean Diddy Combs continued to intensify. Recently, a judge ordered federal prosecutors to destroy 19 pages of handwritten notes that had been seized during a raid at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. The center is where Diddy is currently being held without bail as his case unfolds. The notes, according to the prosecution, were seized during a planned raid targeting contraband in Diddy's cell. The decision to destroy these documents was made during a hearing presided over by Judge Aaron Subramanian. This marked a significant moment in the case, particularly because prosecutors had previously used these notes to argue against granting Diddy bail. For Diddy's defense team, the ruling was a small victory in what has been a contentious legal battle. The hearing was notable as it was Diddy's first court appearance without ankle shackles, a change that was granted at the defense's request. In court, Diddy appeared calm and confident, even smiling at the audience and warmly greeting his legal team with hugs as he entered. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's defense attorney, argued fiercely that the seized notes were protected under attorney-client privilege. Holding up a stack of papers, folders, and notepads, Agnifilo emphasized that many of the pages were labeled with the word legal, indicating that they pertained to privileged discussions between Diddy and his legal team. He described the seizure as a significant failure on the part of the authorities, claiming that the notes were unlawfully obtained and should never have been included in the case. However, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic countered these claims, stating, simply marking something as legal doesn't make it privileged. Slavic maintained that the notes were obtained through proper legal procedures and argued that they should remain admissible as evidence. Although the judge ultimately ordered the notes to be destroyed, the prosecution made it clear that the documents had already played a significant role in shaping their arguments. The legal tug-of-war over these notes exemplifies the high-stakes nature of this case, where every piece of evidence could tip the scales in favor of justice or freedom. Prosecutors alleged that the seized materials suggested Sean Diddy Combs may have paid off a potential witness, a claim they intended to use to reinforce their argument against bail. However, Judge Aaron Subramanian ruled that these materials would not be considered in his upcoming bail decision. This decision marks another critical moment in Combs' legal saga as his defense team continues to fight for his release ahead of trial. Diddy's legal team has already faced 3 denied bail requests, but they remain persistent, proposing what they describe as an enhanced bail package. The defense insists that Combs is not a flight risk and has outlined stringent conditions aimed at reassuring the court. The package includes a $50 million bond secured by the equity in Combs' and his mother's Florida homes. Additionally, the proposal promises 24/7 monitoring by court-approved security personnel and imposes strict limitations on Combs' access to communication. Under these terms, the rapper would have no internet or phone access except during meetings with his legal counsel. Even then, these meetings would be closely monitored to ensure compliance. The bail plan also includes a pre-approved visitor list restricted to select family members and friends, as well as the surrender of passports belonging to both Combs and his family members. Despite the defense team's efforts, federal prosecutors are aggressively opposing the bail request, describing Combs as a serious risk to the public. In a document filed last Friday, They argued that Combs poses dangers of obstruction, witness tampering, and flight. Prosecutors claim that Diddy has actively tried to interfere with his S-Crimes case, including efforts to leak materials that he believes could strengthen his narrative. They further allege that Combs orchestrated media campaigns designed to manipulate public perception and sway potential jurors. By deliberately attempting to taint the jury pool, prosecutors argue, Diddy has demonstrated his willingness to manipulate the system to his advantage. Adding another layer of complexity to the case, reports suggest that Diddy's legal representatives may also be receiving pressure from witnesses. These witnesses, key to the ongoing investigation, have reportedly expressed concerns about potential intimidation tactics linked to Diddy's camp. As the court deliberates on Diddy's latest bail request, the stakes remain extraordinarily high. A decision on whether he will be released under these enhanced conditions or remain in custody is expected soon, and it could have far-reaching implications for the direction of his trial. Attorney Tony Busby, who represents several alleged victims in high-profile cases against Sean Diddy Combs, has now found himself embroiled in legal troubles of his own. On November 18th, an anonymous male celebrity filed a lawsuit against Busby and his firm in Los Angeles Superior Court under the pseudonym John Doe. The filing alleges that Busby's firm demanded exorbitant sums from the plaintiff, threatening to publicly release damaging and fabricated allegations if the plaintiff refused to comply. The complaint, obtained by CNN, accuses Busby of leveraging the explosive allegations against Diddy to target other prominent public figures with tenuous or circumstantial connections to the music mogul. According to John Doe, Busby's firm recently sent a demand letter implying that his acquaintance with Diddy, based on attending similar celebrity events, made him a target for inclusion in the ongoing cases against Combs. Doe claims that the letter threatened to release salacious and entirely false allegations, including accusations of sexual misconduct involving minors of both genders. His legal team describes these threats as baseless and part of a calculated scheme to exploit the plaintiff's high-profile reputation for financial gain. The lawsuit further asserts that these accusations lack any factual or evidentiary support and are intended solely to destroy the plaintiff's public image. In response, Busby issued a statement via Instagram, dismissing the lawsuit as a desperate attempt to stop him from naming certain individuals in his public cases against Combs. He firmly stated that these tactics would not deter him and vowed to continue his fight for justice on behalf of his clients. The lawsuit against Busby has added another layer of complexity to the ongoing legal saga surrounding Diddy. Critics argue that the timing of the complaint raises questions about whether it is a genuine legal issue or an effort to distract from the mounting allegations against the hip-hop mogul. While Busby has been vocal about his commitment to holding powerful figures accountable, this lawsuit threatens to complicate his role as an advocate for victims. If proven unfounded, the claims against him could be viewed as a strategic counterattack designed to discredit his work. On the other hand, if substantiated, they could cast a shadow over his credibility and the cases he is spearheading. As the legal battles continue to unfold, this latest development underscores the high-stakes nature of the accusations surrounding Diddy and the far-reaching impact they're having on Hollywood's elite. The court's handling of this lawsuit will undoubtedly be closely watched, as it could influence not only Busby's standing, but also the broader narrative surrounding the case against Combs. Attorney Tony Busby has come out swinging against recent accusations of extortion leveled against his firm. In a public statement, Busby vowed not to let the powerful or their high-priced legal teams intimidate or silence survivors of sexual assault. It has been reported that a lawsuit has been filed against my firm claiming extortion, he said. The lawyers that filed it also immediately called TMZ in an apparent effort to silence those who allege sexual assault. Busby dismissed the claims as baseless, stating, "The case filed against my firm is not only without legal merit, it is laughable. Here's why." He explained that his firm had sent a standard demand letter to a New York attorney representing a potential defendant in one of his cases. According to Busby, the letters sought a confidential mediation in lieu of filing a lawsuit, a common legal strategy in such cases. No amount of money was included in the demand letters. No threats were made. The demand letters sent are no different than the ones routinely sent by lawyers across the country in all types of cases, Busby clarified. He characterized the lawsuit filed by John Doe as frivolous and an aggressive attempt to intimidate both him and his clients. Busby remained confident that transparency would reveal the truth. "Sunlight is the best disinfectant," he said. "I have confidence that with full public disclosure, all of this will sort itself out." Meanwhile, Diddy's legal counsel, Erica Wolf, weighed in on the controversy, telling Us Weekly that the lawsuit against Busby highlights the supposed opportunistic nature of his claims against Combs. The extortion lawsuit against Mr. Busby exposes his barrage of lawsuits against Mr. Combs for what they are: shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities who fear having lies spread about them, just as lies have been spread about Mr. Combs, Wolf stated. She went on to assert Diddy's faith in the judicial process. "As his legal team has said before, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process," Wolf added. This clash between Busby and Diddy's legal team underscores the escalating stakes in the legal battle surrounding the hip-hop mogul. While Busby maintains that he is fighting for justice on behalf of survivors, Diddy's team insists the lawsuits against him are a little more than publicity stunts. As both sides continue to dig in their heels, the courtroom drama is certain to draw even more public attention. In court, Diddy's legal team continues to insist the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs never committed any acts of sexual assault or trafficking against anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. Despite these claims, the mounting evidence presents a formidable challenge. Allegations of witness tampering, the controversial contents of seized notes, and accusations of orchestrated public manipulation have significantly weakened Diddy's position. Prosecutors are steadfast, arguing that the seized materials provide clear insight into an organized effort to obstruct justice. Meanwhile, Diddy's defense team is doubling down on their argument that the raid on his jail cell was an unlawful breach of his rights, jeopardizing his chance for a fair trial. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, has called for all evidence obtained during the raid to be dismissed, framing the operation as a gross overreach. The court now faces a crucial decision. Was the raid justified, and can the materials obtained legally be used in court? Judge Subramanian's ruling on this matter will shape the course of Diddy's trial, determining whether the evidence will be a nail in the coffin or a moot point. For now, Diddy remains in custody, awaiting further developments. The stakes couldn't be higher as the hip-hop mogul faces the fight of his life. His once untouchable empire teeters on the brink, and public opinion grows increasingly divided. Supporters stand by his claims of innocence, while critics argue that the sheer volume of allegations cannot be ignored. As the legal battle unfolds, one thing is clear. This case will have a lasting impact not only on Diddy's legacy, but also on the broader conversation around accountability and power in the entertainment industry. Whether the truth brings redemption or reckoning, the next chapter of this saga promises to be nothing short of monumental. That's all for this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding story. Until next time.